one that can take your spotlight. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you do?
All right, y'all, so in today's video, we are going to do a Q&A, and as usual, I will have the questions in the description box below. So let's get started. First question, what is the best credit card to start with? So I would suggest starting off with your bank or credit union, getting a secure card with Capital One, getting a secure card with Discover, a secure card with Navy Federal if possible, or even getting a self-lender account and completing that, and then getting the self-builder credit card or getting any credit builder credit card to start would be like amazing for those of you who do not have any credit cards at all. Definitely start there. How can I dispute late payments? So when you're disputing late payments, you can do it one or two ways. For open accounts, you want to send the creditor a goodwill letter. And for closed accounts, you want to send this late pay removal letter that I have on the screen directly to the credit bureaus. I suggest disputing 1 to 2 late payments at a time and see what your results look like from there. And yeah, so I would suggest starting there. All right. So a company agreed to settle and delete an account. I paid, but the account is still reporting. What do I do? So my question to you would be, did you get this in writing? Did you send them a pay for deletion letter? And if so, did they write back and say, you know, if you pay, we agree to delete? In the event that you do have something in writing, I would just send proof of payment along with a copy of that letter to the credit bureaus and request deletion. However, if you don't have anything in writing, then you kind of put the ball in their court, because now it's your word against theirs. And now you have to go back and ask them again, you know, if they're going to remove the account, or try to dispute the account with the credit bureaus for that particular reason, and hope that they don't say, no, this account is verified, it is reporting accurately, we never agreed to delete, you know. So just moving forward, make sure you get things in writing before you pay, especially with collection agencies. Yeah. How many credit cards should I have? There isn't like a set number, to be honest, but I will say don't get a credit card if you can't afford it. If you can afford to have the credit card and actually use it, you know, then get it. If it has great benefits, you know, for your lifestyle, then get the credit card. But just at the end of the day, as long as you can afford to use it and make payments, then there is no limit to how many credit cards you can get. Can I dispute a charge-off account that still has a balance? Yeah, you can dispute it, but I would suggest finding out if the account is still within the statute of limitations first before you dispute, because I don't know how much, you know, you still owe on this account. If this is a big balance, if it's, you know, a low balance, and then again, I don't know what big is according to your financial situation. So I would check to make sure, you know, the account is not within the statute of limitations, because I would hate for you to go and dispute a charged off account that has a really big balance, and then you're not in a position to pay if the debt is still within the statute of limitations and the company decides to sue you to collect on the debt. So find that out first and then go from there. But yes, you can always dispute an account, like if you feel like something's inaccurate, or if you're simply trying to do a pay for deletion and the account is still with the original creditor, you know, then that's different. But just kind of tread lightly when it comes to bigger account balances, like 20K, 10K, 15K, you know, even 8K. I don't know what's a lot to you, but just be mindful of the statute of limitations before you go disputing a charged-off account, especially if they haven't been bothering you. You may start something if you go poking the bear. So next, how do I dispute an account that doesn't belong to me? identitytheft.gov and fill out that form, the report, the identity theft report, print a copy, send this identity theft letter that I have on the screen directly to the credit bureaus and to the creditors. I would not waste time trying to send dispute letters basically saying this account does not belong to me, like doing that whole game, going back and forth with the creditor, going back and forth with the credit bureaus. No. If you are being 100% honest, this account does not belong to you, go straight to identitytheft.gov, fill out that form, and then send this identity theft removal letter to the creditor and the credit bureaus whichever credit bureaus this account is reporting to, send a copy of both to them. What is the proper way to dispute a collection? Okay, so as soon as you get a collection notice in the mail, you want to respond to that notice because you have 30 days to respond before they assume the debt is valid and report it to the credit bureaus. So act fast. Send them a debt validation letter certified, and that right there could potentially stop a collection from ever reporting if that company is unable to validate. And in the event that they do validate the debt, you can always pay it, and then it will never report. So basically, you want to respond as soon as you get a notice in the mail. Send them a debt validation letter, and that you may never hear from them again. And then in the event they come back and they have a signed contract, they have a court order document that says that they're the owners, the original creditor reaches out to you and says, this company is now the owner, we want nothing to do with this, whatever you do is between them. Then you go on, to trying to do a settlement, because we're not paying them the full amount, unless you have to. But yeah, that's how I would go with collections. Like, the sooner you act on them, the better. It's always better to jump on the collection before it ever reports, rather than try to deal with it if it's already reporting. Now, in the event that the collection is reporting already, you still can send a debt validation letter. The only difference is when it's not reporting and you send them a debt validation letter in response to their collection notice, they have to cease all collection efforts, meaning they cannot contact you until they verify the debt. They can't report it to the credit bureaus or anything. Now, once the collection is already reporting, when you send a debt validation letter, they can continue to still contact you, send letters, phone calls, like nothing has to stop. So it's always better to send the debt validation letter as soon as you get a collection notice in the mail. All right, next. How often can I use my credit card? Every day. Use it every day. If you can pay it back, use it every single day. I use my credit card every day, like I would my debit card, and I always pay my account balance in full. For my statement day, I leave at least 1 to 10% so it can report to the credit bureau, so it can actually look like I'm using the card. And then once it reports, I just pay the card off and just start over again, but use what you can, use it every day if you can pay it back. What credit monitoring service do you recommend? Smart Credit, and the link is always in the description box below. I have an account that was deleted from Equifax and Experian due to age, but for some reason Transunion is still reporting. What do I do? Just simply call Transunion and let them know that the time frame for this account to be reporting has expired. My son is at the door, and this is the last question anyways. But let them know that the account has expired, and to remove the account from your credit report. Ace, really? No, sir. Come on. But that was the last question anyway. Oh Lord, now you gotta grab toys. This is my baby Ace.
There you go.
Come here, Noodle.
Oh, I closed the door.
Yo, now you want to close the door. If you guys have any questions, leave me a comment below and I'll answer.
Let's take the
This is
picture.
Ace. This is who my business is named after. Here's the sugar. I love you.
You too.
Say please subscribe.
Subscribe.
Say like the video.
Watch the video.
Say have a good day.
A good day.
Say peace.
Peace.
Out.
Out.
Say see ya.
See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us on the countryside, sitting on the grasslands.